Hey everyone, welcome to the BYD Battle Box 6 Years Carnival virtual event. Thank you all for being here today with us. My name is Joey. I'm the sales manager here at the BYD Battle Box. We are here today with all of you to celebrate and witness the 6 Years Carnival of the BYD Battle Box. And I couldn't be more excited today to host the first ever BYD Battle Box virtual event. Time really flies. It's already 6 years now with the BYD Battle Box. And before we begin the program, I would appreciate your attention for a short video.
BYD Company Limited was founded in February 1995. With its headquarters in Shenzhen, China, BYD has 4 major industries: electronics, auto, new energy, and rail transit. On March 30th, 2020, BYD officially released the Blade battery, a huge step forward in battery efficiency. In 2015, BYD launched the first battery box product in Munich at an event titled Icefire. It marked the first time that the market had a chance to see BYD's revolutionary residential energy storage products. Driven to stay on the forefront of the industry, BYD listened to the market demands and continued to launch advancements to the product line. In 2018, continuing with successful modular design philosophy, BYD launched a low-voltage battery box in Australia and Europe. These amazing products helped us rapidly grow our footprint in the global energy storage market and answered customers' increasing demands for high-performing storage products.
Thanks everyone, and welcome back to BYD Battle Box 6 Years Carnival virtual event. So today we're going to have 3 speakers. Here first is myself, and also we have Florian from our local European service team, EFD Systems, who will join us later. And also we have Delian, who is the sales manager for the BYD Battle Box, will also join us later. So today we're going to cover 5 points. The first one is some update for the BYD group and the BYD battery. And the second, some market insights and outlook for the residential battery storage market and the story for the BYD battery box. And the third point is for this growing residential market, for you to choose the home storage systems, why you should choose the BYD brand and the battery box. And the fourth one is some new exciting stuff from us. And last but not least, about the service. The BYD stands for Build Your Dreams and also Bring You Dollars. And the company was established in 1995 with the small batteries for the cell phone brands. And currently, we have over 230,000 employees all across the world. And the sales revenue in 2020, we got 23.8 billion US dollars. I think 2020 was pretty tough for everyone, but thanks to our customers' support, so BYD has a strong growth in 2020. The BYD is a global footprint company. Our headquarters is in Shenzhen, China, but in different countries, we have the local offices and local team to serve our local customers. What BYD is doing, so we have 4 major businesses, from auto business to the real transit and new energy, which is the PV panels and the battery storage systems, and lastly to the electronic business. The BYD Auto is quite popular in the market with the BYD brand passenger vehicles designed by very professional teams. And also we have the commercial vehicles like the BYD bus, BYD taxi. The BYD bus is everywhere in Europe, Australia, Africa, and America. In 2020, with the COVID-19, BYD set up the BYD Cares to manufacture the face mask. As one of the largest companies in China, the BYD took the social responsibility, and we're very proud at the moment we are the world's largest face mask manufacturer. With maximum one day, we can produce 100 million pieces of the face mask. We hope everyone stays safe, stay healthy, so we can live in a comfortable life. And that is our mission. For the battery, that is the core technology for BYD. With the over 25 years experience of the battery, so BYD has end-to-end industrial chain layout, from the raw material development to the cell, the module, the pack, and the final recycle. To the whole process, BYD have to guarantee we can provide a good product to our customers. And the battery capacity, production capacity every year, now we have 65 gigawatt hours with currently 5 factories in different provinces. And we're still expanding our battery facility in other cities. So we want to make sure we can meet the customer's requirement. So the market outlook for the residential, this is a report from the HIS, and you can see from 2015 to 2030, the global battery storage market is growing significantly and dramatically. So the self-consumption of the rooftop solar PV generation and the backup power, that continue to be the main drivers for the new installations. And also we are very excited to see there are lots of new incentives from the local government, which also drive the battery storage deployment. And I think with the COVID-19, this become a trend that the customer, the people working from home and starting from home, learning from home. So the battery storage is going to be a trend and more popular for the customer. And the BYD actually already prepared for that. It's pretty similar. The battery box has the similar milestone. It started from the same 2015. We had the first generation of the battery box. It's a black cabinet, it's not beautiful, but last year, 2020, early last year, we launched the third generation of the battery box, and this is called a premium series. And now, with the whole battery box family, we are very excited to see we already deliver more than 160,000 systems to the market. And for the premium series, which we launched early last year, we already deliver more than 100,000 units to the market. And I think this is not only the number, it's the efforts for all of us, from our inverter partners, from our distributor partners and installer partners. All of our efforts make this happen. So some of the market share we want to show is from 2017, actually from 2015, BYD is in the others. It's almost zero. And 2017, you can see BYD is about 4%. And the year after that, BYD is the third in the market with 13% of the market share. This is in Germany. And in 2019, so in German market, BYD is the second place in the market with 90%. And similar in European market, BYD is the second with the 80% of the market share. And 2020, the first half of 2020, last year in Germany, so BYD is the second place in the market with the 90% of the market share. A very exciting one here from the EUPD research 2020. So BYD now is the most well-known battery storage manufacturer among the battery storage owners. This is very exciting ones for us, and we'd like to thank you, all of you, for your support to the battery box. And over the past 6 years, so BYD has been awarded quite a few recognitions in the market from the PV magazine, EUPD research, and also we have been awarded as the most efficient battery storage systems in the market. So next, we'd like to introduce you why you should choose the BYD brand. What's the benefit and features you can get from the battery box? And I'd like to invite Florian to give you more introduction. Let's welcome Florian.
Thank you very much. Hello from my side, from Germany, and from the whole EFT team. Before I want to start with my part, I want to finish this battery box tower, because as you see, it's extremely simple and you don't need any internal cabling. And also it's very quick. That's why I'm already done. And this is one of the advantages I want to talk about for the battery box, as well as the introduction for the different battery box products. Therefore, I'll share my screen, which you should be able to see now. And basically, again, I will introduce you to the different battery box premium versions, which you see here. There are in total 4 different versions, which is the battery box high voltage small HVS and high voltage medium HVM, and the 48 volt versions LVS and LVL. First, some general advantages which all the battery box products share and have in common. And the first huge advantage is obviously the manufacturer BYD. BYD is an extremely exciting company which really from the start follows its own goal and its own dream. BYD builds its own dream to achieve a zero emission ecosystem. And BYD does this with the whole energy chain, from production over storage to transportation, like shown here. And the main, or one of the main technologies of BYD is the battery, obviously. And BYD produces lithium iron phosphate batteries, which has several advantages. For example, it doesn't contain material like cobalt, which is again contributing to BYD's goal of a zero emission ecosystem. And BYD's lithium iron phosphate battery is used already since more than a decade in both mobile and stationary use, and already demonstrates a maximum of durability in lifetime and performance. Also here shown, the cell technology combined with the outstanding quality and the know-how of BYD leads to a maximum in safety, as shown here on the cell level. BYD also ensures a maximum safety on a system level. Therefore, the battery box is certified according to the highest and strictest industry standards. The next advantage of the battery box is enormous flexibility, which can already be seen on the product in the modular design. It can also be seen in this picture. Here on the left side, you see a battery box premium system and commercial use. On the right side, you see two private use cases in both indoor and outdoor application. And this is possible because of the first point that contributes to the flexibility of the product, which is the big temperature range from -10 to +50 degrees. And the high voltage batteries and the LVS have a protection rating of IP55, which makes the installation location very flexible. Also, after the installation, the flexibility remains, as the battery box can be extended at any time. If the customer situation changes, for example, an electric vehicle is added to the household, the battery can be adjusted accordingly. A customer could also start with a smaller battery and extend later anytime when he sees his consumption changes and he needs additional battery capacity. This, by the way, also still applies for the very first battery box systems, which are operating since many years. And those systems, so the old battery box versions, can still be extended. The battery box premium enables capacities from 4 kilowatt hours to almost 1 megawatt hour. So it's always possible probably to extend to a larger capacity, but also this means that the battery can always be tailored individually to the individual needs of the customers, be it for normal self-consumption in private households, or for the exotic island solution, or for commercial projects, or even rural hospitals in remote places, for example, in Africa. Therefore, the battery box is not only the perfect battery in a Western living room, but also it can help to establish an energy supply in areas that did not have access to stable green energy before. For all those applications, the battery box is the perfect fitting battery, and all those applications will benefit from scaling effects gathered by this universal design. That's why this universal design was for BYD so important. Here, the battery box also always provides an exceptionally high power to support these different applications. Therefore, for example, any emergency power or off-grid applications are not a problem for the battery box. To achieve this extremely wide range of applications, it is a big advantage that it is possible to combine the battery with different inverters. Only this way, the flexible capacity of the battery can also be individually combined to meet exactly the customer needs. Just to give some examples, it is possible to choose 1 or 3 phase, backup or off-grid applications, add a battery to an existing PV system, or use other sources of energy than PV. For example, use wind energy to charge the battery. Or customers can choose based on other criteria like efficiency, price, or availability. So this way, the strongest technologies and competences out of the 2 worlds, the power electronics, the inverter, and the battery, can be combined to achieve the best result. And that this combination leads to the best results is, for example, shown in the efficiency of the storage systems. We already heard it for the 3rd year in a row. The battery box has taken part in the storage inspection, and again, in the third year in a row, it is part of the most efficient system. The efficiency measurement here, by the way, are has to be carried out by independent test institutes according to a defined guideline. So it results in a very good comparability regarding system efficiencies. By participating in this, by the way, any manufacturer can participate. The only requirement is independent test measurements, and any manufacturer can get the seal that you see here, which shows that the manufacturer is trying to ensure transparency in the market. All right, after taking a look at the general advantages of the battery box premium, I'll have a look at the different products, starting with the HVS HVM, which is a high voltage battery. HVS HVM stands for high voltage small and high voltage medium, which does not relate to the size. The module size is exactly the same, but it relates to the capacity that you can start with and where you can end. So with high voltage small, you can start at smaller capacities. One high voltage small HVS module has about 2.5 kilowatt hours and about 100 volt. You can start with 2 modules and 5 kilowatt hours or 200 volt, and it can be extended to a maximum of 5 modules in one tower, which would then be 500 volts. An HVM module has a slightly higher capacity of 2.76 kilowatt hours, but, and that's also a big difference, only a voltage of 50 volts, so about half the voltage of the HVS. That's why it's only possible to start with 3 modules with a minimum voltage of 150 volt and a capacity of 8.3 kilowatt hours. But then it's possible to add more modules in one tower, up to 8 modules, which would again be about 400 volt and a pretty high capacity of 22 kilowatt hours. But even then, it's not the end of the capacity. Up to 3 towers with the same module quantity can be connected in parallel. And this way, a maximum capacity of 66 kilowatt hours can be reached. To check which module configuration is compatible with which inverter, please always compare, or please always check the compatibility list. Here you see exactly which inverter for which configuration is feasible. After checking the configuration, the installation is as simple as I showed earlier. It's really just stacking the modules on top of each other. The simple plug-in design without any internal cables. And afterwards, the modules can simply be fixed with screws, and there's a simple wall fixation. After the battery box installation is done, the external cables can be installed on the right side of the BCU, where there is a connection area which is opened, and then the cabling to the inverter can be done. After the external cables are implemented on the left side of the battery, there is a switch to switch on the battery. And after switching on the battery, it is a very quick and simple process to configure the battery, to commission the battery by a simple app, which is called BConnect, and which we will hear of later more, but already to give you an insight, it's very quick steps. It's confirming the time, telling the battery module quantity, the inverter, and the type of use. After this, the battery is already installed. Here you see some examples how an installation could look like. And after the installation, if the system should be extended, the battery, it's important in this high voltage system to have a similar state of charge in all modules. As modules arrive with about 25 to 30% state of charge, the original battery should be turned off at about the same SOC. Then the new modules can simply be added. And after this, the configuration has to be done again with a new module quantity. A small tip, the customer who wants the extension could simply turn off the battery at about 25 to 30% SOC. Then the installer can simply go on site, add the module, do the configuration, and then the extension is done in just a few minutes. And the big advantage of the system is that because the modules are connected in real serious connection, which also makes the same SoC in all modules necessary, but because of this serial connection, we have a true high voltage battery, and this leads to the extremely high efficiency levels that you can see in the efficiency tests. So after looking at the high voltage systems, we will look at the 48-volt system, starting with the LVL, which stands for low voltage large. And the name refers again to the capacity. It's 15.4 kilowatt hours per battery cabinet, which is also the minimum capacity for the LVL systems. The capacity can be chosen individually from 15.4 kilowatt hours or in 15.4 kilowatt hour steps up to 64 LVL in parallel, which would be a capacity of 980 kilowatt hours, so nearly 1 megawatt hour. So you see with this system, it's extremely flexible to choose the capacity. 2 LVL can also be stacked on top of each other, which leads to a significant reduction in the footprint required. Similar to the HVS and HVL the correct configuration has to be verified in the minimum configuration list. Here, the required batteries for different use cases are listed, for example, for 1 or 3-phase systems, for on or for off-grid, or for backup applications. One battery system consists of 1 or multiple LVL batteries and 1 premium LV BMU. 1 LVL hereby consists of 2 battery modules stacked on top of each other, so the battery is easier to transport and to install. For the commissioning, the exact same app and concept as for the HVS and HVM batteries is used. Here you can also see an installation example with 3 premium LVL, which would be a capacity of 46 kilowatt hours. And this could be further extended at any time to up to a couple of 100 kilowatt hours. After the LVL, the last premium product is the LVS. The LVS stands for low voltage small, and this refers again to the capacity. You can start with 1 module, which is 4 kilowatt hours, and then in 1 tower, the design is similar. The modular design is similar to the high voltage batteries. In 1 tower, up to 6 modules can be stacked, which would be a capacity of 24 kilowatt hours. Unlike the high voltage system, the modules here are connected in parallel, so the voltage doesn't increase, but stays at about 50 volt, no matter the module quantity. And even here, you can, even after 24 kilowatt hours, you can further increase the capacity by putting up to 16 LVS towers with a maximum of 4 modules per tower in parallel to achieve a maximum capacity of 256 kilowatt hours. Again, please refer to the configuration list to check if the configuration and the application is possible as you might plan it. For 1 LVS, 4 different pieces are required: the special LVS DC connector, the LVS PDU that also includes the base, the LVS module, and the LV BMU. And the installation is just like for the high voltage premium products, simply stack the modules on top of each other. What is different is the connection of the external cables. Here it is really as simple as it gets. You don't even have to open a connection area, but all the cables are simply plugged in from the outside. So for example, the communication cable, the earth cable or the ground cable, and even the DC cables, which you can see here. The DC cables are simply also plugged in from the outside. For example, with a pre-configured cable, this really makes the installation as easy as it gets, or those cables can also be crimped. And after this easy installation, again, the configuration is similar to the other products. And here you see how an installation would look like. Finally, some information on the support, as we from EFT Systems are, for example, the support contact in Europe. some more information on that area. First of all, you will always find many helpful documents under the bydbatterybox.com website or on the eft-systems.de website. Documents like manuals, data sheets, or the compatibility list that I spoke about, and many more. Also, besides those documents, there are tools to get online support at any time. So, for example, the online service center, the help center, which, for example, includes a frequently asked questions section, and the service guideline and checklist, which is an important document in case of any problems with a product. Taking a look at the online service center, coming from the EFT webpage, you will get to the login. And yeah, here you can register. And the first advantage you have from it is you will receive the B-Partner newsletter, which provides you technical tips and tricks, news for the Battery Box Premium, and other information. After logging into the online service center, you can use helpful functions like registering tickets on systems, keeping the overview, ordering extension requests for the old product range, and you can also participate in the B-Partner program, which provides many valuable advantages, but I don't want to spoil it too much because that will be addressed later. One further tip from the support side, the battery box, all battery box versions have the possibility to connect the battery to the internet, and we highly recommend this to have the advantage of remote service and remote updates. That was it for the different products. For more technical training, for more technical details, or just simple product details, visit our webpage, do the online training, and visit us. There's one further product besides the Battery Box Premium products, which is the Battery Box Commercial, which is an exciting battery extending the product range into the industrial sector and especially designed for larger projects in which applications such as peak shaving could be of interest. If you want to learn more about the Battery Box Commercial, please see the content available in our webpage or contact a wholesaler or contact us. That's done for my part. Thank you very much, and I will give back to BYD for a lot of more exciting news.
Thanks, Florian. It's a very nice introduction. Hopefully you guys can learn something from that and also enjoy that. As Florian mentioned, we had quite a big range of the compatibility with different inverters. We're supposed to have all of you here today in our testing lab and also the production facility. But due to COVID, we can't have you here today, but I want to show you a virtual tour. Let's have a look.
Hey everyone, welcome to BYD. This is the BYD Battery Box Dedicated Inverter Compatibility Center. Let's have a look, come on. Here you can see all the compatible inverters that are compatible with the BYD Battery Box Premium series. Our testing lab has 3 labs.
Our Battery Box R&D Center has 3 labs: the Performance, the Environmental, and the Compatibility Testing Center. Here, the Battery Box Inverter Compatibility Center, you can see all the inverter brands is undergoing the testing with the Battery Box Premium series. The Battery Box Premium series is designed to match all the compatible inverter brands in terms of the functionality and the compatibilities. At the initial stage, our engineering team discussed and exchanged ideas with the expert from the inverter manufacturers, which includes the polygon communication, safety control strategies, peak power, and etc. You can see they're also here today doing some testing now. During the whole process, our engineering team started a series of the harsh tests with each one of the inverters, which includes the charging and discharging power, the overload testing, and the off-break test, single-phase or 3-phase, and others. Our testing team are monitoring the systems every day, and you can see the battery information is showing here. All the testing we have done here is to guarantee the package is reliable in every conditions and also in every single installations. Not only from the compatibility testing level, but also from the product design, product definitions, and also the after-sales service. The whole process we have done is to make sure the whole package is reliable and also is working properly. The compatibility testing will be officially announced only when both parties agreed there's no issues, and then we can make sure the whole package is working properly in the field. We have also recording all the testing and history information in the computer, and you can see the information history is now from when the battery box premium was initially tested. We would be thrilled to have you on a visit to BYD, and we can show you around. Welcome everyone to the BYD battery box factory. Here's our battery box premium family module production. As you can see, we bring the cell to you here for the assembly. And the whole assemblies, one of the key points is the modular and the weldings. So we have got automatic welding machine here, as you can see, and to make sure the whole system is very reliable. Here is the battery box mass tracking systems. For every cell and every module of our battery box, we can track during the whole process. All the components has been implemented in our systems. Okay, let's go to the next stop. Here is our testing area. For every single component of the battery box, before we ship to you, it's already 100% tested in our factory. Here we'll do all the different testing for the electronic parts and the battery modules, and to make sure everything is working properly, I will put in the box, I will deliver to you. Okay, let's go to the next stop.
My dear friend, that is all for the factory. We really hope to see you in the near future. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Joey, for your production line introduction, test center introduction. Now let's go back to the virtual meeting room and have a look at the what's new part. I'm in charge of introduce the what's new part for you guys at this event. My name is Dalian. I'm BYD Battery Box Regional Sales. I'm very excited to be here to share new information. So at what's new section, there are three parts. I'm going to introduce you. First is HVS and HVM combiner box, and then it goes to new app we call it B-Connect 2.0. The last and important one is the installer loyalty platform, B Partner platform. So let's get started here. Well, here let's have a look at combiner box for HVS and HVM. The background for this product is recently we have found more and more customers who prefer to buy a bigger system with more power and capacity. This will cause a little extra work for installers because every time they have to combine the cables, they have to make their own cable combining tools. To save their time and energy here, that's why we designed this product. It's called combiner box. So if you please look into details at this picture, you will find there are 6 inputs for the battery, and there are also 1 output that's for the inverter. 6 inputs also means this combiner box can support maximum 3 systems together, 3 HVS or 3 HVM. And let's go to the specification to have a detailed look. First, as I have said before, it can support maximum 3 systems at the same time, and also its input current for every battery tower can be up to 35 amp, and its output current can be maximum to be 40 amp. For operating voltage, its maximum is 1000 amp at DC side, and also it's IP55, so which means you can use it indoor or outdoor. So that's what a combiner box looks like in the whole systems. Just one additional tip here, please don't try to combine a HVS together with HVM and also use the combiner box. You know it's not going to work and it's not allowed. Please don't try this. You also know the HVS cannot be connected with HVM together. So we do not recommend it, and it's not allowed. Yeah. And now let's have a look at BConnect 2.0, our new applications. So we have did some upgrading based on the first version. So here it's more smart, more intelligent, and more convenient for you to use this one. And also more functions has been added here to make your work easier and simpler. The first function I'm going to introduce here is called real-time data reading. So this time, when you are using the app and when your mobile phone was connected to the battery Wi-Fi and it's able to use the battery status for the moment, including the voltage, the temperature, the current, whether it's charge or discharge, and also the temperature inside the battery. So this will provide you some evidence or data so you can analyze this battery, or also you want to know what's going on inside the battery right now so you can have a better understanding in the future. It's both available for the moment. And next function here is called history event reading. I think it's very convenient when our installers or our clients want some service at time, so you can get this app and to connect to the battery Wi-Fi. The next step is you can read the whole history event in the past months. So you will be able to find out what's going on, what happened in the battery. So be able to judge or to analyze its current status or what made causes these problems happens to save your time, make the set service work much more convenient. So this function has been upgraded here, please be noted. And the next one is very important. We call it a one-click service. So it's also, we want to give you a very quick and convenient set services when something happens, like either trouble occurred in a battery. So you go onto the site, you find something you don't understand, or you need some help from us, which this function may be helpful at the time. So you can upload all the data or reports to us just with one click, and then we receive information. We can do the analysis at headquarters or at our local service center. And then we will give you the response as soon as possible. So you don't have to use a computer or any cables to connect to the battery or inverter to get this data. Just use your mobile phone and then it's available. It's okay for you to upload and get all the data of the history events or the diagnosis here. And then just with one click, you can upload to us. So we will do the analysis here once you need us. So we will be here. This will make your set service much more simple and quicker. So please be noted this function. And also the other one is we have optimized the user interface. You can see the picture here. Looks very beautiful and attractive, even more cleaner. So the set menu also listed some functions. One function I want to mention here is a service guideline. So for the new app here, BConnect 2.0, it can directly link to the service guideline. So any site you're doing installation or configuration, there's something you need to know, you find out to look for, you can open the app and just directly go to the service guideline. And also it can be directly visit our official website. So it's much more convenient. You don't sometimes even just mobile phone will be okay for your doing the whole installation or configuration. You don't need extra laptop or something else. Yeah, at battery side. So which is very convenient. So let's talk about its time. Its available time. It's very soon. Actually at May this year, which will weeks later, you can download it from Google Play or App Stores. So please be noted here also. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at B Partner. First question, what is a B Partner program? Well, B Partner is an installer membership program we have designed for our battery box installers. Some of our customers, you may already get very familiar with this program because you already get registered and you have some certain levels and points here. Still, we have upgraded this platform. Now you're able to get the new experience with us. But first question, how do you locate us? Well, you can search or Google us, bydbatterybox.com. That's our official website. And then you go to the website, you find there is a section called B Partner. Click this section, you will find more information. We have prepared a lot of introduction documents so you can get a more understanding and details for this platform. So what's the benefits? What kind of advantage or usage you can get from the B Partner program? The first is its membership level rules. As I listed here, it has 3 different membership. The first is certified partner, is entry level. and then it goes to another, it's called expert partner, then goes to the highest level is premium partner. So at first, the entry level, the certified partner, as you can see here, it's very friendly. You only need 1 point, you can be a certified partners, and you have a lot of benefits here. So for the installers, you say, if I just installed 1 BYD battery box, can I be a certified partner here? Yes, you can. Only 1 point required, and you can be a certified partner. What kind of benefits you can get at this level? First, that's the newsletters. We will at some regular time updating the installation tapes, the most latest product information, other useful information. Will send you the newest newsletter. And also the second is the webinar. For every month and for some time, we will have some training webinars and also some event webinars like this. So you will be the first one to give a notice on this webinar information. The third is also very important. The most important one is you will have the access to our rewarding pool to get some benefits here, like the real products and as a marketing materials also. And last one is you can have a certified partner logos. If you're looking for some market advertising requirements, also this logo may be helpful. The second level is you will also have more corresponding benefits, and even for the premium partners, also there's other benefits we have added here. If you're interested, please go to the B Partner website and have a deep look for this platform. So the second benefit is the rewarding pool, as I mentioned before. So for now, you are really actually can use your points to the rewarding pool to exchange the real benefits. So what kind of benefits here? Let's take an example, HVM module. That's a real module, real product, which when you have the points get registered, so you can use these points to exchange this real products, the module. And also there's some others like BMU and BCU, the basement. So how to purchase? It's the same. The operating process is very easy, just like you're shopping on Amazon. You choose your favorite product and then you add to your chart, and then you proceed to check out, fill in your location, logistic information, then we will confirm, consume the certain points. Then our local service team will contact you, give you a confirmation. Okay, your order has been taken at which time point, we will give you this product. You will have it. It's very convenient. So you don't have to put much more energy to study to learn how to use it. The thirdly benefits is what the most important one we call the double point. So what is double point? I will give you the introduction later, but the background first. So let's talk a little history there. In the year 2020, a BYD and customers, there is a rough time because there is a delay from us, and this time our customers has given us a very kind gestures. They're understanding, supportive, as you always do to us. So at this condition, we decided to give back some benefits at our side. That's why we come up with this double point event. What is a double point here? It means all the 2020 installed premium series. If you register in the B Partner program, your points will be doubled. So please take a look at your systems, how many systems you have been installed in the year 2020, and get registered, get prepared for the B Partner platform, because you will have much more points as you expected. So here's one notice here, this function was still building, it will take us some time. So my suggestion here is you can collect the serial numbers of the battery you have installed in year 2020. The serial numbers included the BCU and also the battery modules. So once, and then you have this information, you can also get registered with the B Partner platform with your emails, address, so we can let you know when the B Partner program or platform is ready, so you can get registered and get much more points as you expected here. So as I suggested, first, please collect the information that will be necessary for registered and get points, and then get registered on our platform so we can have your contact information and give you the confirmation once the platform is ready. Also, what's more, the benefits is the register serial number of the products is not the only way you can get the points from B partner. Also, we have give you some extra rewarding, such as if your system connected with the internet, you will have 10 additional points. How to get it? When you register or creating the systems on B partner program, there is one option. It will check if your system's connected with the internet. If you goes yes, and then your BCU serial number is correct, we confirm, you will have this 10 additional points. The other way is you can get the points, 2 points extra by post your social media with showcase. If you have some showcase you think is very beautiful and attractive, you want to share it with us or your customers, so you can post it on your social media as a LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, and then you add BYD battery box. So we will find out that's you, and we will find this very good showcase. We'll give you 2 points. So in order to get this point, when you are registered for B partner program, please make sure you have write down your URL so we can track down that's you. We'll give you the points. Yeah, and there will be more possibilities in the future, which means we will try to explore or expand more ways to give you additional points. Please follow us in the social media, so we will post some this kind of information in the future. Yeah. And also the most important question, how to join the B partner. As I said before, first search our official website, bydbatterybox.com, and then you find the B partner program here. You click it and you get registered or log in first. You will find a new website, the system creating, you're creating your new systems, but I suggest you don't hurry for the moment, because the double point event will be start later. So you can collect your serial numbers for the BCU and battery module first, and then you get to know and then you can get to the rewarding pool first. You can see what kind of product we have listed here, or what kind of benefits you can get at the moment, or for the next level, so you can prepare your level up plan, and then for the better exchange the benefits more in the future. That's the whole information for the B partner program. I hope you can have some joy and some interesting to explore during your exploring here. Yeah. Okay, that's all the information at my section. Thank you very much for listening and sharing your time. Next, please welcome my colleague Joey to get next part started.
Thanks, Delin, and thanks, Leo. We'll continue to deliver the good product to our customer, not only about the product, but also the service. We want to mention here about the service. In the global market, we have the very professional local team to support our customer locally. In Europe, we have EFT systems locally to support our customer. I think you guys are quite familiar with them. For Florian, Christian, Alvaro, Yasin, and Daniel, they are very professional. And also, if we look at the Australian market, we have the house power teams. So the Jay, Leo, Aaron, and Michael, they are supporting our customers locally. And also in Africa, we have the APRI teams from Quan and Evan to support our customers as well. So we hope our customer can have good product, good service, and also good experience. So thank you very much for today. Really appreciate that. This is our whole teams, and we want to help you have the good quality product and also the comfortable life. Build our dreams and bring dollars. Thank you.